Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Liz and welcome back to Sky Factory 3. In the last episode, we were working on getting the rainbow generator started and working and all that kind of fun stuff, and that involved getting buckets of milk, which we currently have 4. We made this system over here. We also made automatic brewing, but somewhere over here. Where did I end up putting that? It's up here, isn't it? Where did I put that? Oh man, I put it somewhere. Where did I put it? There is a thing. I don't remember where I put it. Anyways, we have a milk. Did I unset it up? I did. That's why I couldn't find it. So we had a cow in a jar and a mechanical user getting buckets of milk for us. We'll need to set that back up at some point, but I need to get more, well, cows. And I went ahead and did that between episodes. Just used some cow bait and got some cows. Nothing really much to say about them. It's going to take a while for them to grow up, and then I will breed them, and then kind of keep them in here. And when we end up making the cow in a jars, which we'll have to do at some point, I'll show that off because I've actually never done it, but it seems really fun. If you're curious, and a little bit of a spoiler, that's the recipe for one. So it should be cool. And we'll get the mechanical users and all that kind of fun stuff. But today, what we're going to focus on instead, I do want to see if we have any more counter jars. We do not. Okay. Because we can get them from loot bags, but I don't think we're opening the loot bags that give us those. Anyways, today, what the plan is, we're going to continue working on getting this stuff automated. Specifically, the one we're going to be working on today is the disenchantment generator, because that's a pain. Oh boy, is that a pain. And what we're going to actually use, because we need to get enchanted books. As far as I know, and I could be wrong on this, I don't know. I'll be blunt. I'm not entirely sure. But as far as I can tell, there's no way to get just normal enchanted books automated. Like the enchanter will do stuff, but it will make enchanted items. This enchanter will make automatic books, but, well, we'll make books, but not automatically. And I don't know of any other ways that we can use. So what we're going to do is actually use a laser. In fact, I should probably throw this lapis in here because we're going to make some more stuff. We need to make more growth crystals, and so we're going to get that started because we're going to need more paper. And that's always fun. So we're going to get some palace crystals. Oops. And then we'll come back to that and do some more work. We're going to get this farm up and running, or at least capable of being up and running, and go from there. So, yeah, we're going to be making this atomic reconstructor. In fact, we're going to make another atomic reconstructor. So let's go ahead and do that right away. And that's going to allow us to get access to enchanted books. Now, it's not going to be that easy. Let's be honest, it's not going to be that easy. And we might run into some actual problems. By the way, to make these crystal growth tier 2s, we're going to need fertilized dirt. That's easy enough. The greenhouse glass is the hard thing that I'm working on. Growth accelerators, which required infernium blocks, which is just infernium essence, pretty easy. And the growth crystal tier 1s, which is iron, bones, and sea lanterns. We have all that stuff kind of lying around. So we just need to get, let's see, 6 fertilized dirt. Actually, let's just go grab a stack of manure from our chickens. We only have 76,000 of those. We have almost 300,000 eggs, and that's gonna just continue to fill up. It's great. I love it. But we should be able to make, okay, we don't need the atomic reconstructor anymore. Let's get rid of that. We should be able to make the fertilized dirt. We just need 6 of those. We'll keep some manure in there because why not? And this is done for the first one. And then that. And we could set this up automatically, but meh. It's just as easy to do manually. But yeah, so we'll get the greenhouse glass and we'll be able to make the growth tier crystals too. And that'll be great. So we have the atomic reconstructor. Now, how do we get this thing to work how we want it to? Well, we need a lens of disenchanting. And that's going to require empowered diamantine crystals. So do we have diamond? How do you spell that? Diamantine? Diamantine. We have 4. We need more. So we're going to have to craft that into a block. And how do we empower that? 2 clay, a clay block, and light blue dye. So 2 clay, a clay block, and light blue dye. Because, sure, I guess. The palace crystal is done, so let's go ahead and get this one taken care of. And these things are probably going to run out of power here soon, but oh well, I don't care. We'll deal with that later. So yeah, we'll get the diamantine crystals, and there is going to be something that kind of concerns me. We're also going to need a node. Isn't that what they're called? Flux point. That's what they're called. It's been a while. So we'll make one of those. Shouldn't be too hard. There we go. And we're going to need a lens and a enchantment table. So if I do that, we don't have either of those. Enchantment table, easy enough. And the lens looks like just glass and a piece of black quartz. Pretty straightforward. So once we have the empowered diamantine, which looks like we do, we just, oops, that goes there, that goes there. Let me break this. We just turn this back into the actual crystals, and that should be everything. So now we can get enchantments off of this thing. So how are we going to do that? Well, to be honest, it might be easier just to do it manually. We're going to need to set this up somewhere. And I guess this will be fine. So let's put this here. And if we give this power, I believe it will just shoot a laser every once in a while. Yes. So we're going to want to block that off so it doesn't just shoot a laser all over the place. And we can change that, obviously. We can make it toggled, and we might actually want to. I don't know yet. I haven't decided, because that's the issue. We can make this really complicated, or we can make it really simple and a little bit more manual. And I don't honestly know which one's going to be better. But how it works is pretty straightforward. We come in here, we grab a book. We have a couple books. We need to be able to craft more books. We need sugarcane. Might potentially, I think I might be growing. Yeah, we got a bunch of sugarcane up here. I'll need to make sure that's farmed. And we're not going to do it at this farm, I don't think, because that doesn't make much sense. And plus I don't know if that mod, Enderio, the farming station, can handle sugarcane well. I've actually never used it, so used the farming station for sugarcane, I should say. Anyways, let's make some more books. We're going to want like a couple stacks of books, because these things don't really last all that long. Looks like it's 16 seconds. It depends on the level, but it's not very good. So then all we need is some armor, something that's enchanted. So I have a bunch of that stuff. Our item dislocator is off. So in here from the mob farm, we're getting a bunch of different items that have enchants. So let's grab a bunch. Why not? And what we can do, we put the, you know what, we're gonna make this, we put the lens of disenchanting on it. And let's get a redstone torch plus some sort of, let's just go with a button. So we can control this a little bit better. And now it will activate with a pulse. So now, click of the button. I've got to be careful about clicking the button. You get the gist. So what do we do? Well, these boots have protection on them. If we throw them and a book, it hits them and it turns it into a protection and leather boots. And we can do that. So what happens if, and we'll get more books. So yeah, that's all there is to it. Now, what's the trick? What's the trick to all this? Well, if there are 2 enchants on this, so let's find one that does. Here we go. We can get both. Now this does require a lot of power, FYI. So fire protection's on there, and the book is now the unbreaking. And then we do it again, and we missed. That's good to know. Well, it has to be the block space, obviously. But this has fire protection and unbreaking. It takes the topmost. So the pants have unbreaking. We got a fire protection book. So you kind of get the idea. It is actually really cool. We have a bunch of leather armor in here now. But what, like, we'd have to do that manually, and that's not fun. Not at all. And by the way, if we throw the leather stuff back in here, it doesn't go, like, it just gets deleted, because the filters on here are set to delete unenchanted leather armor. So that's really cool. We get rid of that. So yeah, we can make this a little bit better, and I think we should at least make it somewhat better. So let's do a couple things before we get to that, but including depositing some XP and finishing up making these guys. So not that, greenhouse glass. We make 12 of that. Is that enough to make? Yes. Cool. So we have all the growth crystals now, and we can set these up. Cool. Now I just got to decide what kind of stuff I want and get some power and item extraction to this guy. So that's cool. Okay. So if we want things to be a little bit better, let's go ahead and clear up some of this stuff. We're gonna want a precision dropper. Automatic precision dropper. This thing is super duper easy to make. In fact, do we have one? No. It's always good to check. We just need the dropper, and droppers are nice and easy to get. Alright, so I guess let's just put it like here. And we want this one to be redstone mode deactivation because we don't want it to have any issues. But basically we put some items in here and it just drops them. So then all we need to do is get specifically a single book and a enchanted item in there, and that should be it. Like, how do I want to do this? This can be really complicated. So something else we can actually start looking at is Oh man, this could be fun. So this is something we can also start working on. And this is, I'm gonna be honest, this is a mod that goes over my head, and I'm pretty good with modded stuff. I not to toot my own horn, but I think I'm pretty smart. This can get very complicated very quickly, but we're gonna mess around with it a little bit, I think. And it's the mod known as Integrated Dynamics. So we need to start making some stuff. And I don't know if we have anything from this already. I don't think we will. I doubt that we do. We should have, at the very least, mineral trees. I believe it's how you pronounce it. Mineral. Makes sense anyways. There is... So this mod, to explain what it is, we have like nothing. Wait, it's ME. Okay, so we have the saplings. Let's see. Can I do this? Okay, we have a few things on the dynamics of integration, and we have a drying basin. That's all we have. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. We're gonna get into this, and how much we're gonna want to do with this, I don't know. This is a very powerful mod. Probably one of the best mods for logic systems. I've used it before, but most of the time, and in fact, I've used it before with an atomic reconstructor. But most of the time when I do, it's very simple things. And if we end up using this, we'll probably move this system over here somewhere. Maybe down here, actually, because we want to be somewhat close to this chest, so we can transfer items back into it, and all that kind of fun stuff. So we can start filtering all enchanted items to a different location, and then disenchant them, get them on books, and then go back. But I've never done something complicated enough as making sure there's two items in a single block space and that kind of stuff. There are a lot of tutorials. So we're going to get things started in this, and then I'm going to probably work on this off camera, maybe look up some tutorials and that kind of stuff, because this is really complicated. There's a lot of logic things, and it gets complicated pretty quickly. So let's get started with this at the very least. For the record, I kind of love the wood in this mod. The mineral planks are a really nice blue. It's really nice, but we're gonna need some dirt. We're gonna need some bone meal to get started, and then. Yeah, like I said, we'll kind of get some of the basic stuff that we're going to need. I'll try to explain some of it the best I can, but there will be better tutorials for, at the very least, more complicated things than what I can do. So this is a mineral tree, and there's some of these trees that have enriched mineral logs. And if we break these, we get crystallized mineral chunks. Now we can get more of these through the drying basin and getting mineral resin, which we get from a squeezer with mineral logs. We're probably going to want to make that. Almost everything getting to this mod is pretty simple, to be perfectly honest. It's mostly finding these trees, which in normal generation spawn pretty quickly. Cutting a few of them down, getting some wood, and some of these berries. These berries are fairly useful. They're also food. They drop quite often. These trees have a lot of wood in them. So like you're not gonna be struggling for resources per se, but you're gonna need a good bit of them to get started. So let's go ahead and chop this tree down. We might need another tree, and I'm hoping these leaves decay, but let's go ahead and just use our axe. Looks like they do, they're just slow. I always love the mods nowadays that have the fast leaf decay. so nice. Just convenient more than anything. But yeah, as you can see from one tree, we got like almost half a stack of logs and a few chunks of the crystallized minerals and then a bunch of berries. And these berries are somewhat useful, but not very. They can make torches, and they can be eaten. They're not super useful, but they have their place. Anyways, we're going to need a squeezer. So let's go ahead and get a squeezer. And it's iron, sticks, and wood. That's it. And this is, well, quite manual. So we're just going to put this right here for now. And I got to remember how this stuff works. But the squeezer we can use for different things. And one thing we can do is we can put logs in here. And then you manually jump on it. And you get resin. Now, it will automatically fill the things next to it. And the resin itself is, I don't think it's useful other than for making the crystallized mineral. It is also a really nice blue. And you get the crystal, the block. And then this can be used for a bunch of things. We're going to need a bit of this. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. But we can't put any more logs here. And FYI, we'll do this. We'll sacrifice a log. These are the mineral planks. And they're a really nice dark blue. I'm not a super big fan of the texture itself with the like dots. But it looks really nice. Color-wise, anyways. So, how do we get the squeezer to work? It's not working anymore. Well, it's actually pretty easy. We need a stick and we need a piece of cobblestone because we need to make a lever. And all we do is give it a redstone signal. Let's actually put it right here. And I don't know if there's any other ways to automate this. The book would probably say. So let's see, mineral basics. Jumping on it. Next place, if you want to repeat, you can reset the squeezer by applying a redstone pulse. And yeah, it gives you all the information. We had a drying basin. It's just black dye, iron, and wood. You know, let's get the drying basin. If we make another drying basin, we're gonna get rewards, so might as well. Okay, so let's, I wonder if I can drop that on the ground. Nope, it's smart. It's smarter than me. Alright, so once this is solidified, we do get rewards for going through the tutorial, which is actually kind of nice. At least I think we do. Yeah, so cool. Prerequisites. These tutorials are kind of good to go through. We're going to get all those rewards. Cool. We got a bunch of... Aw, that's rude. Crystallized mineral bricks. Those are useless to me, but we did get some... What did we get? We got a stack of logs. We did get 10 more... Yeah, okay, we did get 10 more crystallized minerals, so that's good. I was almost a little upset. So kind of the next thing to do, and I think network foundations, it wants us to make all this stuff. So, and FYI, this is basically just going through the achievements. Environmental tech, immersive engineering, and here we go. It's just going through all these achievements. And it'll kind of explain things if we go through them, but yeah, so we just need crystallized mineral trucks, redstone, we're going to need to make, what's the first thing? Logic cables. We are going to want these, so let's go ahead and make a few. Not many right now, but a few. And then the next thing is the wrench, and we're going to want variable cards. We're going to want a few variable cards. Because we're not going to do anything too complicated, we don't need to worry about making like a whole bunch, but they are kind of the basis of everything you do. So good to have some. What else are we going to need? The output and input variable transformers, and we're going to need 10 connected logic cables. So we're going to need 1, 2, and 3. And I think if we just put these down, there we go. How good is the wrench? Can the wrench break these like... Okay, cool. That's normal wrench type behavior. Alright, I've never actually used the wrench from integrated dynamics, so a little bit of a question. Anyways, we need to make the output. We're going to need some pistons. Output variable and input variable, which requires a sticky piston. That's the other thing you'll need. But I believe the drying basin, we had the drying basin a long time ago to make leather from rotten flesh. You can also use, can you use the squeezer? You can use the squeezer to get lava and like flint. Can you use it to get what? No. Okay. I had wondered if you can use it to get slime in any way, but I don't think you can. That's the only other thing that you kind of need to have before you can do too much. But that's going to give us a bunch of stuff, and we're going to go ahead and collect those rewards because it's easier that way. So, what is all this stuff? Well, we're not quite done making things. To give you guys just a little bit of a explanation, the input variable transformer and the output variable transformer, I'm not sure what those are per se, but the variable cards, okay, so these are, okay, so the transformers are used for in-world like reading and writing of variables, and the variable cards are just what they sound. They're variables. And so what this mod kind of the basic gist of it is, let's say I can put a reader right here that says, hey, I'm looking for items, and I can even tell it that the items it's looking for are enchanted and a book. So if there's an enchanted item and a book, it says, okay, I got them. And if true, then it says, send a redstone signal to this. And we can have inventory readers. We can have things that say, hey, there's still books up here. We can have fluid readers that say there's like fluid. We might want to actually have multiple droppers, or we might want to change the system for getting books, just so we make sure we have a book and a enchanted item. But we can read music, blocks, we can read entities, redstone, things related to the world. We can then write different things, and then there's a couple other things we can do, but all this stuff does require a little bit of power, and there is power in this as well. But yeah, so introductions. Okay, so what's the next thing? Making some readers and writers. Wants us to make various readers and writers. Okay. So yeah, like I said, readers basically just look at something and read something in the world. So a redstone reader would read a redstone value like a redstone torch. So the other things we need to make, and I think it's going to be in here, because I don't really want to do all of this stuff. We're going to need a logic programmer, and we're going to need, so that's actually pretty easy to make. I don't have any, I take that back. I do have a crafting table. So you have a logic programmer, and this is something that we're going to want probably in the house. But this thing is where you get all of the variable stuff, and I think the variable goes there. So we can say, you know, type item, and we could even tell it, you know, books. And you know, we can give it a name, book, or actually no, that's a search bar. I thought we could give it a name. Like I said, I've not worked with this a lot. There's a bunch of different operations we can give it, and these variable cards go into different things, and that's how we do everything. So if we want to clear this, by the way, we just craft with it. But yeah, so it's really complicated, but that's the basic gist. Now for the power, we can get, we're also going to need a variable store. I forgot about that. We're going to need that. So can we get that? We need a little bit more mineral. That's the main reason I did the quest, because getting so much mineral is a little bit annoying. The variable store stores your variables. Pretty self-explanatory on that one. And then we'll need some sort of battery. And we don't really need that much power, so we're not going to worry about it. But basically, I believe for this logic thing, this guy, the programmer, logic programmer, we can actually make this an item, which might be a little bit better. And it allows us to kind of do things on the fly. So I think that'll be a better option for us. But the variable store and most of the network does require power to work. So we'll have the energy battery, and then, you know, when we have the various readers and writers, these will need power as well. And most of them are not that awful to make. And then we just, you know, we can hook this right up to power, and it will get power. Now, I've had issues in the past. I don't know if it's just the version of the mod I had or not, of the energy battery kind of forgetting that it's connected to RF, and losing power. So that's something to kind of keep in mind. But I will tell you guys what. I think we're going to go ahead and end the episode off here. That is your crash course on integrated dynamics. I'm going to do the hard part of figuring it out, because that's probably going to take forever, and I honestly don't have time today, or rather tonight, to do that. And I need to kind of decide where we might want to put some stuff. I'm thinking down here, somewhere, probably over in this area. Maybe like right here. We'd have to bring a cable all the way across, but that's okay. And then I can kind of work it out so that there's filters, much like there currently is. And then we'll probably even stop throwing away. Actually, are we still getting bows? I don't even know. But I'll probably stop throwing away most things and start emptying out these chests and putting them in there. Actually, one way we can find out, if I put a flame bow in there, it is getting deleted. I think all of this stuff is getting deleted, which I think it's the metadata. Oh no, match in BT. So if we do that, then we'll start collecting bows. Not that we have many, but if we're going to start using this stuff, who cares? We're also going to get the enchanted swords. So I'm okay with that for now. And like I said, I will get everything set up. We might even start deleting the iron armor because I don't really have a use for it. I'll be honest. But we can get some filters and all that kind of stuff set up so that, you know, everything comes over here, gets disenchanted. The books go off to the system. Well, I guess technically they go off to over here, and everything else just kind of all the armor pieces and all that kind of stuff gets deleted. So yeah, I've got to do some work with that, planning it all out and getting everything set up, especially reminding myself how to work all this stuff. A little bit of FYI, I'm going to be making some of the stuff. Entity readers are probably going to be something I need to do. I think is what I need. Requires pork chops. We might need inventory readers. That's pretty easy. World readers are pretty easy. And then we're going to need a redstone writer. That's pretty much it. But I'm going to try to remind myself. There's some other things that are tunnels. I don't know what that stuff is about, so I can't really speak on it. I've never seen that mod specifically before. But anyways, I've rambled. That is going to be it for today's episode. I'm going to work on getting the disenchanting stuff set up and automated. And we'll come back next time. I'll show that off, and then we will hopefully smash some cows. I actually kind of forgot about them. Finish up the rainbow generator. So that's the plan. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!